delighted to find it still has actual berths, but wake to the sway of a carriage in motion, the rhythmic rattle of the rails, and the crack of gunfire. The porter is one of the biggest men you've ever seen. He holds out a hand. "Don't trouble yourself." He addresses the carriage. His voice rattles your ribcage. "Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm. I shall have this situation resolved shortly." 4 bandits on horses keep pace with the train, trading shots with someone in a carriage further ahead. The porter slips out of your car. "Isn't Joe a wonder?" says the woman seated next to you. "He's been on his feet for hours already." You hear heavy feet on the roof. Joe's booming voice vibrates through the carriage as he addresses the bandits. You don't hear what he says, but after a minute, the bandits slow their horses and drop back from view. Joe smiles. "Thank you. I don't get no tips till the end of the run." You don't know how you got here, but it's hard not to feel safe under Joe's watch. You wake up back in the disused train yard. You leave an offering on your berth.
Entre el suelo, porque cuando la calaca regresa mi pues voy a cargar mi pala en mi espalda agotada. Voy a guardar mi ruego entre mis suelas, pues cuando mi llama llegue hasta abajo, suelo, porque cuando la calaca regrese a medir mi valor, habrá mucho por allá, hallado. Pues voy a cargar mi pala en mi espalda agotada. Voy a guardar mi ruego entre mis suelas.
The man squints at you. A smile. He snorts, possibly in mirth. It's an eel. It's bitter. Your vision swims. Light bleeds into the butterflies wreathed. You follow. Your eyeballs.
¿Quién cabe mi hoyo? Pues voy a tirar estas piedras sobre las aguas de esta tierra y más tardar llegarán fuera de aquí, porque cuando caiga la noche llega por mí y me toma con él.
Ride from Tulsa en route to Santa Fe. And there beneath the blazing sun my horse began to sway. Was then I heard the thunder sound come rising up behind. The hoofbeats of 12 horsemen, their course locked onto mine. Claim me before I had my time. Those 4 days ride from Tulsa, the riders still in tow. They were dressed in white from toe to tip, pale horses trot below. And last among their number, a chilling sight to see. The 13th horse they empty, with a saddle meant for me.
Woohoo! That one's got a wild spirit to her.
She remarks.
A ghost, a white, a soul, whatever you want to call it.
She strokes the swooping hood of the luxury car like one might groom a prize stone.
It is, and it should be.
Folks wilt out of every car window, smoking cigarettes and jeering at the passenger leans out of a stairwell.
This ain't the station, traveler. Guy fell out of the car into the wheels. Well, just a little. Used to think rail travel had it all. Damn. Yeah, well, life ain't like the pictures.
A rusted sign hangs on a rundown apple trees, planted in neat not worth getting shot.
Voy a rayar mi nombre, los huesos a tirar. Clavaré mis tacones entre el suelo, que cuando la calaca regrese al brindador, habrá mucho.
The bell over the diner door jingles, and the tired-looking waitress flinches.
Not serving anybody till I make sure that boy does. He's music mad.
Suddenly, a tinkling man lies motionless beside the half-finished railroad tracks. A sheet covers his body only from his neck to his knees, revealing muscled calves and calloused feet. A group of men in prison stripes stands beside him. As you approach, a woman appears by your side. Her cheeks are wet, but her voice is steady.
Did you dream about my husband's death too? Or the machine they made him race? It's not right.
Mrs. Henry begins one prisoner. But he falls silent when he sees you. She nods.
When I woke, I knew it was a true dream, and where to find his body to say goodbye.
Tears well in her eyes.
He was the best of men, and the only family I had left. But now,
The tears spill over. One of the men takes her elbow and leads her gently away.
Pues cuando me llama, llegue hasta abajo. Yeah.
Without warning, the dusk blue air colors with the pang of cheap tin and cotton candy. At the first tug of noise from your lungs, that buttery voice, through the murk you can almost make out a figure, tall as a coyote's story, twice as thin on truths. It kisses you, that unholy thing, stinking of fire and caramel and rust. It pats your cheek.
Hey, where you going, friend?
Two figures hop down and around a grassy knoll. One long and ropey and human, a bindle on his shoulder. The other a lean little dog. The man says nothing, only looks at you, The dog, which doesn't look much like a dog up close, it flops onto its back, squirming, paw.
Me? I'm just playing a game with my mate. He's gone into hiding, and him? I wouldn't worry myself about him. He's nothing but a bundle of bones.
Downtrodden folk have transformed this public park into a shanty town. People wander in and out of makeshift shacks, their homes of cardboard and rusted metal. No one seems to mind the demon who roosts on an unconscious neighbor in broad daylight. The demon throws both his hands up. His little wings flap with nervous energy, like a hummingbird in flight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Easy there, friend. Ain't hurting anyone here. Just feasting on some nutritious dreams. Yeah, don't worry about him. Can't move a muscle while I'm perched up here.
The wind carries over the demon's breath. The scent of a lit match drops.
Love me some fear.
The demon sticks one long finger up the sleeping man's left nostril. A circular shape darkens his pants, then flows outward. You smell ammonia. The demon pulls his finger out of the man's nose, who begins to snore.
He was dreaming about cleaning his teeth, so I turned his toothbrush into a knife.
The demon throws his head back and cackles, a sound that reminds you of shaking a box of Cracker Jacks.
All right, I'm stuffed to the gills. See you around?
He hops down from the bench and saunters off, whistling, terribly out of tune.
gonna scroll my name.
As you approach the farmhouse, a flock of crows lands in the field ahead. A wave of anguish washes over you, and when the world snaps back in, I am here for the deceased. As he speaks, the two boys who lived there, lovers who lived as they died, too young with the he holds them up. Their names, the stories of their lives. The man nods.